Hello, my name is Micaiah Stevens. We probably should get back to the Minecraft, but I wanted to look at this couple projects, talk about a quick topic. Um, I don't know, I guess doing it on live in front of the world. Yeah. Um, this project it was kind of a joke project that I made, kind of for my wife, with kind of in sync in mind. And I just really enjoyed the project. Oh, oh, okay. Well, the project doesn't work in yeah, sometimes it fails, but anyways, let's get back to I guess we can just run it in the editor and it'll be fine. Um oh, weird. I feel like there's some scripts. There we go. That's what it should do. Yeah. Yay, face. Anyways, this project is kind of the idea that it's like Minecraft. It's the precursor to the Minecraft example. Just recently on YouTube we've been talking a lot about, but it's the 2D version. Um and it's but the thing that I really like is the fact that I can zoom out. And I was thinking about this. It's like I can get 20,000 tiles on the screen. And I feel like if you look at the stats, I feel like I can get that with here. Let me mute with that. And yes, it does drop, but I feel like I can get at least um, 5,000 plus tiles on the screen. And I feel like that to me is pretty amazing. I think in terms of, and to me, it's like once you're at uh, 5,000 titles, you can bump around, uh, and they can generate the tiles as well. Like this is, you know, I guess I should boot up the Minecraft and show that a little bit because that's oh, I guess I haven't fixed the keyboard, but here, let me eliminate the. So this was also sort of put together from the 3D example of this is like, a lot of this is from the latest greatest like uh, game that I built, kind of from the engine, where like this is kind of the more modern um, tick system. This is sort of like this isn't actually working a lot because really this is supposed to indicate the future tile, which makes a lot of sense when you're thinking about the 3D point of view. That if you're in 3D, you want to look forward to the next tile because that's really like what you're looking at is really your character. But in 2D, it doesn't seem as important to say I'm interested in the next tile. Technically, I'm interested in the current tile, which makes a little weird sense to me. I guess in some sense of the word, um, you would almost want to, um, yeah, like you're technically, I guess you're sort of standing on the edge of the tile, right? Your feet are on the edge of the tile, and then you're going to manage, what you can get, and that's like, I'm like 6'2", so I have a pretty big reach, so I can reach around, by 6 feet or whatever. But this is only talking about 1 meter, so, but yeah. And here's a sort of the 3D example is over here. This is actually a project that was after Hamlet was coming out. This is a project that was put together um, with that sort of in mind, and it's got a lot of issues, I would say, but you can actually talk to people, um, and I actually had to. Oops. Oh yeah. Sometimes it's physics based, so sometimes it gets off. But I fixed that. But can I get to a? I guess I can't over here. Um, and I can't over here. So here, let me try to see if I can regenerate the world. Um, there we go. So now, and this is actually has combat into it as well, uh, such as the exciting combat that it is. Um, Yeah, so I feel like I've just had so much gameplay. Oh yeah, and now you can actually pet rabbits as well. Um, I've done so much, but I don't know, for some reason I let it. Yeah, well, like bugs like that. But yeah, so I don't know how to reorientate myself. It's a problem with the physics, but yeah, and then you can also fall down and yeah. Oh boy, there we go. Got the physics to work out. But yeah, speaking of our and there again, you can generate an entire world relatively quickly, right? So I'm not sure. I guess I need to just fix Minecraft. This actually is, yes, it's not generating a lot, but yeah, I've done. Um, I'm not sure why being A should move the character to the right, but maybe it's a yeah. Um, I guess you can't move left and right. Oh, you can, but for some reason you can't. I don't know. Lots of bugs. Feels like I fixed a lot of those bugs. Anyways, so then but and I don't think I have that in the game, but the idea would be like, like if you're going to manage this grass, you can either do it on top of the grass or in front of the grass. And I feel like the character, I don't think I have that in here at all, but the character would feel like it's much more natural to say, I want to, plant or, do some sort of economic value. There again, like cutting down trees has also been a big portion. But also too petting animals, right? So it's like you can't climb on top of the animal and pet the animal. You'd want to. So I don't know. I feel like that the difference though in and and yeah, and there again, like so they do actually have I guess more of the idea that um but this is actually much more of an orientation like idea where um that you're looking at the node, right? I'm going to be looking at this chest node. Wow, feels like that bugged. Or I'm going to be talking to this character. So it's like I'm pressing forward. But over here, and I guess we do actually have that concept in here, right? If I come up and talk to Chris here, I can actually hit W and I actually interact with Chris as well. So it's like, hey, how are you? And you could say, may the king, he has things you can say. Here again, Prince Sky is also kind of, they say the same things, but that's, yeah. And then as you I feel like this is a block or something that I was testing, but and again, we also have walls also from the uh, the perspective of that we can actually present walls. This is actually saying that running into a bed, and then last time we were showcasing this, we were saying, well, it'd be easy to sort of implement an idea where you'd press forward and it would recognize that you're standing on stairs and you'd want to go down those stairs, kind of in a more traditional um, roguelike. But I guess to me, it's like if you hit F and then like W, you could now manage that tile in front of you, and they're again like get some sort of orientation. This was not meant to think about rogues in terms of you know character orientation. That's also you can kind of see the graphics I'm thinking about for here is like a pure overhead point of view, which is maybe that's a little too much for me, right? But here, let's jump out of this and close out of, oh, here, let me close out of this. And let's boot up mine, Minecraft 2024. Oh, sorry. Let's boot up Minecraft 2024. And I do have a modern file system using 2Ds that I've been talking about releasing as a package on the asset store. Um, but yeah, but then here again, so this is I'm not sure. I guess I really kind of screwed up. It seems like it's running faster, but I feel like it's like, why is it taking so long? I feel like I don't know, when I implemented the pool behavior, it still feels like it's taking a few, um, just a few more seconds than it should. I don't know. Maybe if I boot this into 2019, but part of the pool behavior is also the fact that we now are trying to implement this is the starting pool, which so this will create a starting count of 100 or 1,000. Wow, I guess that's why it takes so long, right? Because you start the pool and then do the on done. Is there a way to say the count change? Yeah, go to all. Let me say the inactive child count here. Oh, and then under here, let me say update names for every. When you get a new object, do you update the names? Yeah, every name. Yeah, so on the update names, again, you're only doing it in the editor. So that would, yeah, so it's generating. So yeah, that's what it's doing right now is it's generating the data up to that point, and then you can see it kind of fill in. Here, let me say, let me say our test unit. I know, I guess I was talking about doing this as do minus 10. Is that? Yeah, so we're, let me do minus 12 minus 12, right? Because that's, so he's generating up to 1,000 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here, let me move B to 12. Okay, so we're here. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010, 1,011. Yeah, 11 seconds of generation, which is, I guess that's just, I guess I should pass in the, when I pass in, I should pass in the string because it's like here I'm saying, oh, I want to pass, it's saying active, but it's saying active because that's how the blocks UI manages it. But anyway, so it's 11 seconds to generate 600 blocks, which is a little much to be honest. Um, and there again, we are still running a relatively good FPS. Um, I really wish I could show you the Harvester 2 because that was becoming the problem with the Harvester 2, the previous 3D engine that ran very differently. Um, yeah, which is actually part of the Hamlet 2D, but I can't. Um, I I broke it, so I can't get it to work. Um, but yeah, it's really coming down to this sort of core. Oh, this is part of the other one, but it comes down to this core functionality of the pool behavior where we just updated, and it comes down to right here where we're doing a delay, right? So we're doing a delay of 0.01. So like to me, it's like, okay, let's add another delay here. Then if that's even true, oh yeah, so you're doing, yeah, so we need to really say yield return wait, new wait for seconds, um, the pool behavior dot delay, right? So that same delay can be instituted here as well. And then we can, oh, so a tad faster, but it's the same sort of concept, right? We would loop through a world and then create a block. And this is every 100 blocks. So honestly, to me, it's like you could probably just do this and then just say yield return new uh, wait for end of frame. And then this, I'm not sure how fast this would be. 1001. Oh, wow. Am I thinking of this? I guess I'm thinking of this wrong. So if I say oh no, the pool behavior here, and I say here, is just remove that, and then, yeah, you're just not going to be happy, but yield return new, wait for end of frame. I'm just trying to avoid the error there. So like to me, it's like, okay, 1001, 1002. Yeah, so I guess that's actually quicker. I don't know. Yeah, so it's just as quick. It's just when I add the delays, that's what caused. Here, let me stop the stream and restart it because okay, well, anyways, let's yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited about this, but let's do a couple other uh, things, I guess, and then we'll kind of move from there. So from here, um, yeah, there's no camera rendering. Yeah, I really should like fix this because this project was really amazing, and maybe if I fix that, it would be really exciting. But yeah, so I feel like from here, the discussion of this point is talking about, and okay, maybe we've got, I don't know. It's sort of, I guess it's a confidence discussion, right? That's what we're having here with my YouTube channel, which I guess we're not in chat here, but we're having a confidence discussion about programming. And I always feel like I don't know why this becomes a problem for me. I guess it's partly because if you look at my viewership, my sort of money, uh, doing it as a job is like what I really need to do, and it's um, not really taken off as much as I would like it to in terms of um, you know um, yeah. And there again, I've been doing this for almost 4 years. I took about 2 years off, 2 years off after I got married, and then I've been married for about 3 years now. So about 2 years I took off, uh, kind of focused on marriage, did a lot of things. So I took a couple of years off, and now I'm kind of back at it, kind of more full time. Um, but yeah, oh yeah, and then yeah. So this is like, so the different iterations here. Yeah, so I'd love to get to that point here in the next. That would be the next stage, is to get to this point here where I can build like entire, kind of procedural worlds in the sense of the word. And there again, so and then like put graphics on those worlds as well, which would be and I could feel like I'm back to here. But yeah, and then get back to also I just really like the simplicity of this example where it's like all you have is an axe that you can pick up, a tree that you can chop down, uh, things that you can actually interact with, a chest, a box. I guess I don't have a picture of that, but you can kind of see it over here where this barrel, and then you can actually interact with the house and go inside the house and come back, right? And then this sort of, it feels like a smaller central gameplay, but that gameplay loop is one of the core. And there again, like setting up the trees, I believe it's 100 chops or something. It's like, to me, it's like, it's such a tedious example, but it's really, I'm trying to make a real life game around a roguelike that's, yeah. And I feel like that's difficult. um, but yeah. Um, and then to me, I would honestly, um, what I'm basically thinking about doing is delisting this game, and then until I figure out how to create the the game that I would like to finish in such a way. If it's a 2D version of this game, if it's the 3D version of the game, great, and then maybe rebrand the game as Rogue Hamlet or something. I feel like that's what I'd like to do. Hamlet Rogue or something. I'm not sure what I would do. I'm not sure what the legal implementation would be, but yeah. Um, but yeah, and then from here, um, uh, but yeah, so ultimately here, so now, I think what I would like to do is sort of one of the that I've thought about. Um, you can kind of see where I tend to like to play, but um, I wanted to focus on the Taven 2D aspect. So it's like we're going to talk about 2D for a bit. And I feel like, um, I guess let's like dive into the deep end, right? So this is called 8-bit MMO. And to me, it's not that I'm trying to build an MMO. I'm trying to think about this in an example of, I don't really like the screenshot system for Steam. But essentially, you can sort of see here, if I look at this sort of example, I think this is like an isometric um, rogue-like. And to me, it's like, and there again, like we're trying to avoid like the blocks here in our Minecraft series, and our 2D series as well. And we're kind of doing an overhead view. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should do an isometric, but I just feel like I like this style of graphics I'm going for, and maybe people won't. Um, but yeah, so that's. But overall, I feel like this is really interesting in terms of characters, building houses. I don't know what else you can sort of do in the game. Um, yeah, but yeah, I feel like, and there again, like having an extensive town system like this would be, one amazing goal as well. But yeah, but I'm just mostly focusing on the 2D aspects of games, and I think to me, um, there was actually what was it called? Well, like Desktop Dungeons is actually no, not Desktop Dungeon, sorry, which is a very exciting game, but it's a side-scrolling game. But there is yeah, Dragon Cliff is actually more of an idle game. We've had tons of this on my channel, and there again, it's kind of like you get this sort of combat style, which is not like the Final Fantasy combat style, which I've been trying to stay away from. Um, I guess I wish I could have like, um, but yeah. And there again, like Torchlight, right? So Torchlight 2, for instance, is I guess this is not what I was thinking about. Like, is a Torchlight? What does Torchlight look like? Oh, no, I don't want to install it. I just want to look at the screenshots. Oh, yeah, go to the store page. Yeah, so this is kind of more like a traditional 3D Rogue, which is where I would be sort of going if I continue down the 3D path. But wow, I guess I'm so horrible with names of games, and so this is like more of a hex version, but then it becomes an RTS game. Um, yeah. Oh, Undermine, is that a yeah, this one is actually, but I feel like yeah, so this is more of an action RPG sort of game. But they have got that same style of um using a character, building up, sort of in that 2D element, but it just to me it's like I think the rogues are much more where I want to go. Let me I guess I have so if you let me oh yeah, Swag and Sorcery is about kind of an idol. I definitely want to get away from the idle games, although I feel like making is it called Streets of Rogue? Yeah, so it's called Streets of Rogue is what I was thinking about. This is basically, and they're using the isometric style, so I feel like that's a very popular 2D style. Um, and they're using a flat plane, and then they build. Yeah, so it's like and there again, like their water is almost like kind of how, yeah, 2D elements tend to. And again, the other thing I'd like to point out that about this is what they're doing. Maybe really what they're doing is they're putting their entire world on a flat plane, and that's oftentimes which like Hamlet. Every game I've built focuses on a flat plane, as if you're in this perfect. You're going to this perfect land. Well, and there again, maybe the world is flat, right? Maybe it's like after 10,000 tiles, you're like, you fall off the world and you're like, well, I guess the world is flat, right? But that's always been my concern um, with development of games like this is that where we're, looking at the isometric style. But there again, I feel like that's still, I mean, this is really like this is a much more action adventure game, but it has a lot of that same elements where you're moving a character around and doing, interacting with various things. I actually never really got into this game. I guess I just don't enjoy the massive combat. Um, but yeah, and then from here, there's a lot of there's probably a lot of here what's space hack. Yeah, so space hack looks yeah, so it's but there again, it's like it's a isometric. Well, this is a full 3D-ish, more Diablo-like clone, right? I guess that's why it's called hack. Um, but yeah, uh, the Soda Dungeon is more of that side-scrolling fantasy, Final Fantasy example. Oh, interesting. I'm like, I don't know how some of these games get on my. But yeah, and then they're again like, so this is the isometric sort of, um, yeah. Um, oh yeah, is this? I feel like this. Oh, this is so. This is interesting in terms of side-scrolling adventures, right? So, this game is actually really. Oh yeah, it's dangerous to go alone. This game is actually really exciting in terms of um, how you pursue the game and what you do in the game and how it continues has that same story. But yeah, but it's the side-scrolling view. Um, uh, I really wish I could have this. I love the fact that if I could build like this is my world, but then you can zoom out. I don't know. I guess it's not so hard with Unity, but I guess I don't know. At some point, what are you doing at that point? Like the game just becomes, um, you're making a different game at that point. Uh, oh yeah, this guy's Orsted. He's got a very exciting, um, but there again, he's on a flat world, right? You can notice that he's using a flat world with various, um, yeah, and that's just almost like yeah, using a mesh to generate the world. It's honestly, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Um, but oh yeah, Mr. Mine, is this a side scroller? Yeah, this is a side scroller. Almost kind of reminds me of Quill 18 did a done a mining game. Oh, sorry, sorry. And I don't know, but yeah, and then this. Oh yeah. This is actually okay. So this was actually a free game. I believe this is a free game. Yeah. So this is a free dungeon-like game. And but I feel like the problem for me and just sort of is the graphic style is really puts me off. I just can't get behind the graphics and the psychedelic nature of the game. And also too the understanding of how to play the game is kind of overwhelming for me. So maybe I need to sort of study more. What is this? Is this a oh yeah, a side-scrolling? Yeah, there's a lot of side-scrolling games. Uh, da, 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 da. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna let's see. Yeah, Luck Be a Landlord. That's a really cool game. Yeah, the feudal. Oh, this is actually like if I had to really describe the game I would love to make, it's sort of like I get sort of this vibe from these games in terms of this, but it's I just don't get the fact that, like this is like maybe super advanced, but I don't know. I just oftentimes I think about that, right? Where the gameplay, oh, is this what was the gameplay of this? Oh, this was a yes, this is a very interesting game in terms of like the story of it, but it's more Enormia is actually, yeah. This is more like Dwarf Fortress. And I feel like to me it's like you think about the Dwarf Fortress aspect of things. This is where you get into that um and maybe that's possible. But I'm actually thinking about like, is that something I want to take with Minecraft and what do I do next, right? Um, I'm not sure how to represent the 3D aspect of things. Oh, wow, this game is actually, is this? Yeah, so this is an isometric game that you run around. I don't feel like I guess it's a screen game. So is this the game I'm thinking about? I feel like it is where, yeah, I feel like if I had to guess off of this screenshot, you basically, enter the world through here and you can exit the world. But once you're here, you can click on things and interact with the world, and that changes the world, but it's sort of in that 2D. And Hamlet is a is basically meant to be that 3D roguelike, right? That I just always have continued to admire and build. Um, Yeah, that's honestly if that's the game I'm focused on and that's all I can think about right now, so it's a little frustrating. Blah blah blah, Half-Life, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's the guild, yeah, I'm kind of I don't know if I can oh now Gauntlet. I think Gauntlet in its true form, right? Yeah, you think of Gauntlet in its true form, right? Yeah, I could just say if I say Gauntlet in 2D, right? The original Gauntlet was a sort of a 2D representation of games in terms of it's oh no
Hmm.
no no sorry what
Oh.
why are you really oh because it pulled up another image, okay, never mind, sorry. Let's go to images, but yeah, you can see how that they still use the tile, but it's kind of like that description of Mario I was thinking about, that even though they use the tiles to represent the world, and it feels like they do have offset tiles as well. So they must have used a more complicated pathfinding system to generate the nodes. Yeah, and here you can kind of see. I guess I'm not sure what they did and how they generated that. Probably be interesting to see. But there again, yeah, maybe their tiles are smaller, but I guess they do. This is really exciting that they do have per monster collision. And that feels like it's so important for me to have per monster collision in games. But oh, what is this? Oh, this is a different entirely game. Oh, in this game, oh yes, yes, this game is actually really amazing. What is this called? I purchased both of those. I have it in my library somewhere, so we'll probably get to it eventually. But um, yeah, yeah, wish I could just focus on only 2D games. Evoland. Oh, yeah, is this this feels like this is a oh yeah, yeah. So this is a like original Final Fantasy sort of Dragon Warrior-ish. This is like more like a Final Fantasy. But there again, they've got this 3D aspect of isometric worlds. I don't know. There's a lot of people have gotten into this Wow, what happened here? Oh, because the world evolves, right? I feel like that's part of the story is that, yeah, yeah, so the world is like this, and then it evolves over time into this, and then into this, and then it goes into a, um, they're like more isometric, whatever, but then eventually it goes full 3D here, which is probably, I mean, wow. I mean, oh yeah, the Escapist is actually probably, a same sort of um, isometric 2D game. I feel like isometric is such a popular. Um, wait, what is enemy on board? Like even oh no, this is all full 3D. So I don't know. I guess the question for me is if I'm too. Oh, and then you got the space versions of 2D games, right? Where you're yeah yeah where it's 3D, it's isometric, but you're in a space. Uh, yeah, isn't it called Desktop Dungeons? Right, right, yeah, I think it was called Desktop Dungeons. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it is Desktop Dungeons. So Desktop Dungeons is actually really cool in terms of that they use the rogue like dungeons. But there again, it's like people always focus on the combat, and then this is they use the town idol as a. I'm not sure. I've never really got deep enough into the games to figure out what that was about. But yeah. Um, oh yeah, Delve Deeper is kind of a 2D side-scrolling game. Uh, let's see. Kind of trying to. Okay, I think Cave Blazers is a. Oh no no no! This is a 2D like Noita and well I guess yeah I guess I don't know. I'm kind of into these games a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe I need a controller. Actually bought a game a long time ago and I returned it because it just didn't have a controller. I thought I did, but it didn't work. Oh, and then Bitburner. Is this? Oh no, this is all like a text base. Yeah yeah. These are. Oh, there's a lot of text based examples. And Bio Commander's the remake of the side scroller. And this one is a isometric. I feel is it? Yeah, it's an. Oh yeah. I guess I'm glad. So it's just an isometric dungeon game. Yeah. Which there's nothing. I'm not. It's just not the game I'm really focused on per se. Uh, and then what do we got? Who's Adventure Manager? Oh yeah. So I guess you're. Yeah. So I guess it's that sort of that 2D, which I think is cool. I mean, honestly, and we already talked about 8-bit Momo. 50 years is yeah. So then from here, like Terraria is probably the biggest example, right, of a 2D side-scrolling game that yeah lets you do a lot. Terra Cards is sort of a yeah 2D. No, Starlars is Stardew Valley is I think one of the bigger. This is probably the biggest example of what I would like to see in my sort of game is if I had to say, from Stardew Valley. But I feel like it's I guess it's too much emphasis on farming, and it's like I want farming to be, and I feel like to me it's like you have a farm and you build up a base, but you can go on chop trees. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's open world. It's a free world. It's a interactive world, but it doesn't feel like an open world type of game. Um, I mean, I do want a town, and I want to interact with the town, but I want to be able to leave the town and go chop down trees, create your own farming community, create your own town. I mean, I don't know. It just maybe I'm too ambitious, but Yeah, and then we're gonna come back to Rogue's Tale in a minute because I want to play through that. Oh yeah, here it is right here. My buddy was talking about this. Oh, well, what happened? Firefall. Oh, I guess it was removed. I guess we'll have to look at that later. But yeah, so I have it right here. I don't know what happened. Yeah, Factorio is more, and then Dwarf Fortress, right? So Dwarf Fortress, I feel like when you get to adventure mode, right, that's really, um, yeah, that's really like the craziness. I don't think I have any screenshots per se, but adventure mode is kind of more what I would be thinking about. But I just their graphics feel it's like the interaction level of that's a lot of, I didn't really talk about this, but the interaction level is sort of like it's like like Dwarf Fortress feels more like in that art, and that's it's not to say this is not an amazing game, and I feel like this is like like I really wish there was a way to preserve Dwarf Fortress for the future, and I really wish there was a way to um like build a Dwarf Fortress like engine. I don't even know what I'm describing. Like I wish there was a way to what is this? Trying to get this sense of I mean I love the but yeah, it just feels like a isometric, I don't know, whatever. I don't know what it is, uh but yeah. Yeah, Craft the World I feel like is a side scroller. Is that what I'm thinking about? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sort of Terraria slash side scroller slash and I feel yeah, so um oh Cargo Command. Oh no, I think that is that 2D? What was Cargo Commander? Oh, it is. Wow, it's more 3D. Yeah. Well, I think it's 3D-ish, but I wonder how they accomplished that. Did they do a 2D parallax or did they do a 3D? I'd be crazy if they did 3D. This is almost like the de facto of putting a 3D to. I never thought about this. This is like a really a de facto of putting 3D into 2D to me. Because you got yeah, and I feel like the thing about this too is like when you're I guess yeah, you're sort of in this Super Mario Brother level where you're running around, you run back and forth, but you can't. This is almost like the Metroid game, like Metroid, right? But then when you jump down here, you can actually like jump and come through the doorway here. But you can't. What's the word? You can't, breach the door. There's nothing, if there's an alien on the other side of this, you can't like hide over here and turn around the corner and shoot, right? That's you're not a door kicker situation. What Allure? Oh, Allurus is. Oh my, is this what I'm thinking about? I should play through another. Wow, looks like they updated this. I should play through another a playthrough of Allurus. Um, there's some games that I'm just like, wow, they executed on it so well. In fact, they did they do a massive graphics upgrade? I feel like I can't even recognize the game. Am I thinking about a completely different game? No, it almost just feels like the yeah. Well, I'll have to check that out. But um, it's almost like that one game. What was it called? I guess well, Path of Us is more like a Diablo club. Oh, I guess we didn't talk about Punch Club. What is? Oh, Punch Club is a side-scrolling. Yeah, yeah, where it's like kind of like a updated version of Mike Tyson's Punch Out. But there is a couple like really, I think, really notable things. I guess I should write this down and so some money game design. Um, oh, Castle Storm. Was that the Clash of Clans like thing? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, this is like a yeah, yeah, yeah. We're anyways, but there was a I don't know, a game where you ruled a kingdom. I was just looking at it, but I just felt like that's one of the top. Oh, and then War Sims. So War Sims is actually how did War Sims is like if I had to guess what I wanted to do, it'd be almost like creating a War Sims like game. I This is another one of those where it's like I really wish there was a way to preserve what this person did and really understand how they organize their data, how they organize their game into such a way that it really feels like they really did an amazing job of capturing a very interesting game where you capture territories and build armies and recruit armies to go and build up. And I feel like the ramp, the ability of the game is just really feels like it's such a well designed game, and there's so much to this game, right? This is what I this is probably the game I would have if I could focus on one game. Um, but yeah, yeah, Slay the Spire is well, it's more of a yeah, it's a card game, but I don't know. I guess to me it's like I'm not focused on the interactive game. I guess I don't have any really major uh rogues, right? I don't have any major rogues in my um in fact, I didn't even know that there is actually a rogue on Steam. So it's like it's on my wish list to pick up at some point, but um yeah. And then there's other ones, which this one doesn't make any sense to me, right? This is a not a rogue at all, so I don't even know how they got out there. Uh, but yeah. Oh, Rogue. Oh, wait. No, Rogue Legacy. Do we? I don't think we looked at Legacy, but I feel like Rogue Legacy is a side-scrolling, almost like Kid Icarus sort of game. Yeah, which are interesting, but it's yeah. So we're doing the overhead or isometric. Um, oh yeah, this is almost like if I had to guess, would be like the dungeon crawlers. Um, I don't know if there's. I'm not sure if there's. I don't know if there's any. Yeah, it's hard to see. I'm really frustrated when they don't. Oh, okay, there we go. So there's the map. So that's the map. Oh, sorry. Is there a way to get into categories? Under categories, can I say roguelike? I feel like roguelike should be split into, um, yeah, because there's just too many roguelikes, and I just, yeah. So like Caves of Cud, I guess would be a really, it's actually not, um, it's coming. I think it's on my Caves of Cud. Now I'm to starting to get into what's his name, Blind. Uh, okay, well that's not. Oh, QUD. Yeah, there we go. Caves of Cud. Wow, $18. Oh my God, people. Anyway, so Caves of the Cut is like you still got that ice that that I feel like yeah, so they actually do their world as a sort of a Final Fantasy world, a final like a Dragon Warrior world, which I don't like, but I do understand the abstraction of trying to take a world, right? There's nothing wrong with taking a world map, right? Um, but their world map is really, yeah. And then, yeah, they do some really strange conversions, I believe, which is kind of understandable. But I mean, I don't know. It feels really expensive to me. Is there a way to click on Caves of Cudge and then click on their? And this Kit Fox, I can't believe it's made by Kit Fox as well. That's crazy. I guess I don't have any tags. Oh yeah, so yeah, adventure, indie, RPG, strategy. Wow. I wish there was a way to rogue, and then I wish there was a category of rogue. Because, but anyways, the difference for me is where Cape Cod is the element of the characters, right? That you're like that, the 2D world, which I guess we should just get into a little bit of uh where I wanted to boot up something called Rogue. Is it, no, what is it called? Looked at it 3 times and now I can't even remember the name of it. It was wow. Oh, Into the Breach is also another one I didn't talk about, but it's more of an isometric action adventure game. I mean, to me, it's well, their world generation is amazing. I mean, it's like this is I get so jealous when I like think of a game like this that's like that's their entire world. Like, why am I not doing that? It's like I need to. I guess to me, it's like I just need to, yeah, not feel bad that that's what my world looks like, right? I should just really. Um, I think I actually have a really cool demo of that. Where did I put that demo? I want to say it's in Hamlet 2D, or is it the game 15? No, is it? Oh, I think it's in the Tiles 11. Oh, crap. I broke this, didn't I? Okay, well, that sucks. Yeah, I kind of reorganizing my entire world and I didn't quite. Oh, here, actually, it's right down here, right? Yeah, I just installed. It's called Rogue's Tale. There we go. Anyway, so I wanted to play this on screen for a couple minutes to. I don't know how to adjust the everything, but yeah, Rogue's Tale is I don't. It's an interesting roguelike rogue that I enjoy playing, but I feel like it's partly. Here, let me turn off the music and sound. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like we have to do the 1280 by 720. Yeah, that's going to be our only option here. Mobile UI. Oh, just see if that's, I don't know. Yeah, so it's like you just create a character, give it a name. Let's say his name is Micaiah, and then you can choose a class. Oh, yes, let's be a warrior. I love warriors. Oh, yes. Oh, with a beard. Oh, yes. I love it. Can we get oh, yeah, dark gray. What about, oh, I can change the hair color. Get like a, here, we're going to go with a dark, oh, let's just go with a dark gray. Who's this? Don't hurt me. Oh, I feel like that's like an extreme, yeah, where you can turn off more stuff. But yeah, let's just check the, oh, do I have to? So I can archer, warrior, assassin, paladin, wizard, warlock, rogue. Sweet. I mean, so yeah, so getting lots of options there. Um, yeah, and then you have, yeah. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Just I want to move. You're like, no. Oh, right. This is a click to move game, not a WSAD. So, but yeah. But yeah, so, oh yes. Bump us. Oh, what, I can't bump strength? Really? Oh, because this guy's blocking me. I know. But yeah, so yeah, maybe it's not the greatest, example in the world, but yeah. But I don't know, it does, yeah. Oh, hey, what did, you could like disarm it. Anyways, maybe it's a bad example, but all that time and I'm like, but yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So this game is, I feel like it suffers from the fact that we moved all our packages. So it's actually not that hard, but yeah, I'll just clean up all the packages really quick. Why? But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, so what I did is I created a Micaiah folder, and I've got Unity here, and I've got that this is the Haven Studios, and I've got others. So this is where I moved all the every single YouTuber and class and whatever else I took. And then under Haven Studios, you've got the packages where I'm looking for, and I've gotten it broken down by year. And then this one is like year 2021. So this is like all the previous work. So all my game engines, Project Canada, um, various scenes in here. And then you got, uh, yeah, so then this was broken down. So really right now we're just looking for these packages and I just need to match them up. So I know that this is Haven base. Um, yeah, like these packages, I'm really trying to get away from packages now because it's great, but when you rely on the package, it says, "Hey, I'm going to make a change," right? And like to me, it's like, "Oh, I need to make a change with how the Unity engine, the Unity game pack, manages the oops manages how that's one thing I made a recent change on is I changed how my core um my core gameplay my core engine loop was changed and therefore it broke every single package and it's like I'm talking like 50 or 60 games because they relied on the old version of the package and now I'd have to go through and I never got it on parity. That's always been my problem is like I keep upgrading and it keeps downgrading the project because things don't stay on parity with the code. I would say that that's um my number one problem. And there again, like this actually, yeah, this needs to be named to Haven World. I'm not should I just do that right now? Let's do it. So this should be called Haven World. Um, yeah. I believe the reasons why Haven World and Haven Tiles is included in this package, even though it won't be included in the final package, is because I wanted backward support um, with the previous packages here, where I wanted the support here of the Haven. And I feel like that. I'm not sure if this would actually still work. Yeah, it breaks. But anyways, the yeah, and then losing the references. But this is oh yeah, I'm not sure why I did this, but I split this off, and I guess it's because I'm trying to create blocks, and then this is kind of doing the blocks. But yeah, I wanted to get to this point here where that I was saying that oh yeah, I got a lot to fix on this project, but yeah, see that's kind of meant to be my world size, and I can zoom out. But there again, I've got this on a flat plane, so the next thing to do is to integrate this into a 3D plane, which is where I used to have. I think I broke that. Did I still? the other thing I think too that this also gives me the ability to come in here and say, okay, I know that I'm looking for something. And there again, it's like this is splitting also all of Code Monkey's everybody's code off into separate codes. So now I can say, well, I'm looking for something called Haven Islands, I believe it's called. And I really wish I could search by just folders. It doesn't seem that there's a way to say um, that I'm looking for a folder name called Haven Islands. Um, but yeah. Anyways, but yeah. Oh, is there? I guess here. Let me also like pop open a red blob games. Because also if you come in here, and yeah, like this island, I was thinking about islands, and I'm thinking about this island here, where, um, yeah, where he, yeah, he builds this massive world, um, yeah, of Verones, um, which is yeah, and then he splits it off, and then from there he yeah builds this world with rivers and mountains and lakes and yeah biomes. This guy is pretty crazy in terms of what he does. So I eventually would love to get this sort of build from the 3D point of view, which is where I'm trying to go. Wow, I should just take a stab in the dark because I kind of know. I feel like it actually isn't. Yeah, so it would be the 2021, and I feel like it's going to be this project or that project. So let's try this one, I guess, and then if I have to take a step back. I feel like these are, yeah, these all are going to break too. So, anyways, I guess I should, I'm kind of floundering here, so maybe I should continue on. And, but yeah, I'm actually, I don't know. I guess I'm more excited now that I've, yeah. So there's, yeah, here it is, right here, Haven Islands. Yeah. So this, can I get the island scene to work? Oh no, you're going to say that you don't know what anything is. So I just have to hopefully fix that, and then it will be working again. Ooh. Okay, yeah. So this is the Haven base. Feel like I broke the Haven base. I renamed the Haven base to. That's actually been another massive issue where it's like I'm like, oh hey, it's called Haven this, and you can see I've got Haven Game Core, I've got Haven Core, I've got a lot of concepts where the base layer of something is great, but then I continue to overwhelm that with things that really shouldn't. Yeah, I guess this is called Haven An. Yeah, this is called Haven An. Let me rename this to Haven Animated. I mean, these are all Haven, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm much more. I don't know. Yeah, so that should get me to here, and then this gets me to where. Hopefully, we can get this to. Yeah, I feel like it's just called Haven. Yeah. Oh, and then I use that. Oh yeah. Oh boy. Yes. Oh yeah. So here again. So this is the exact. Oh yeah. It's called. Yeah. So it's the Haven device here, which is the random client. So yeah, I feel like I broke that. Yeah, Haven, is this the Haven library? Why are you, oh, you're upset because the Haven base was moved. Yeah, look how massive these projects get. Let me copy this. Because really, we could just say, yeah, so we have the Haven device and the random client. Oh, yeah, so this is what it used to look like. But then this is what it looks like now. Yeah, the Haven base here. Yeah, you can see that the issues here are I've got this sort of functionality, then you've got these sort of game and functionalities, then you've got the idea that which I don't feel like it's here, but then you also have the idea these right here. Oh yeah, which is actually part of the Haven game. Yes, which is actually part of. So this actually switched to yeah. So the Unity game switched to the Haven game, right? Which is all the name actions, where you have all these different actions. You know, the game quit, game load. You know, so that's yeah. I've actually been trying to solve that problem for a while now. So really, it's just need to say um, this, and then can you, yeah, on game time starbit? Do I have that somewhere? Oh no, I want to search the entire solution. Yeah, there we go. So it is part of the unit, which is part of the Haven base, which is part of the, yeah. So it's really the Haven engine 11 here is probably, do you have a, oh, I don't. Oh, this is the engine core. So really, I can just add a reference to, yeah, okay, yeah, so it's probably here. So I just remove this, add a reference to the Haven device. Yeah, right here. Is that gonna, oh boy. Yeah. I don't know why this error pops up. It's the only thing I know to do is just quit and close. Yes. The history of working on Unity for over 20 plus years is staggering. Staggering to say the least. Oh boy. What happened? Okay, yeah, yeah. So then this, yeah, I guess it's just not, yeah, yeah. So this item type here is actually part of the item because I've added that. It breaks the, where are we at? We're in something called item types. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, yeah, which is part of the Haven base. Yeah, I guess this is not happening. This part of the island game. Yeah, this is just not going to happen. Why? Here, let me Eagle. Let me boot up Eagle for a quick second because I feel like that's going to be um. Oh, oh crap. Well, shoot. Okay, so how do I? I Oh, it's in the D drive. Why are you focused on the D drive? Select an active directory. Which library? Yeah, I just want you to switch to the C drive down to this library, right? Oh, there we go. There we go. Wow. Okay, I guess if this is going to be so under spatial, you look at grids, and then we've got this idea about hexagon grids, which I feel like I'm now noticing like how this. Oh, right, because this is a hex, but this isn't. Like this shouldn't be here. Well, that's wow, that's really exciting. I don't know why that's super exciting for me. Merging hexes and yeah, so this is a hex. Yeah, well, this is interesting too because this almost like feels like the Veroni. But yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how you would. But anyways, the point being is like if you look at, I guess I should, when I create I don't know. Yeah, when I create a feel, yeah. And there again, so you've got the idea like here's the pure Minecraft. This is actually a Minecraft that I had working at some point from a tutorial, but it just yeah, it's just not my. And then you got the isometric, and you got the tile. This is sort of the tile, the original tile example. And then you got the I don't know if that was called Bastion or there's like a game. I think it was called like Bastion, where it's like it's sort of you see your tiles here as represented in the world, which is another amazing concept of I'm like so jealous of the you know um, so jealous. Yeah, yeah. Oh wow, it was called Bastion. I'm shocked, but where they built a small world, and it was part of that world that. Okay, well, anyways, but is the world that was generated and built and managed from like there again from like a tiny piece, and you edit that and build that into larger and larger worlds, which I felt like is pretty amazing. But yeah. Anyways, I feel like I'm going to end the stream here. Apparently, this is not going to be here. Let me try one more thing. I say that, and then I'm going to like, no, 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 one more thing. But I feel like the yeah, see, it's not. Maybe I should just call Haven Island, and then yeah. But let me add one more project here for Micaiah Unity. I do love the new format of all this. GitHub. I feel like that's one of the major changes. Is like when I went from the game engine, the Haven game engine 9 to 10. I did a renaming then. I don't know when, years and years ago, and then it went sort of from an iteration from there into um, into um, yeah. And I don't think I have Island. I think Island was a prototype that was built from um, yeah. I feel like it was a prototype that was built from, which doesn't technically mean that I can't use it, right? It just means that yeah. And, oh yeah, it's yeah. So this is like built through packages. They're getting like so like here's the rogue house, right? So if you think about the rogue that I showed you, and then to me it's like you look at that to this, it's supposed to be the future, and it's purple, it's got broken, it's so crazy how the world falls apart so quickly. The further you go down, and then yeah, and then that's like the seventh iteration from Hamlet. Yeah, and there again, like Hamlet breaks as well. And then I don't know what else you got to. Um, Yeah, like the random client also broke as well. Like, I don't know if the random client. So the random client, yeah, there again it broke as well. But oh, you kind of actually you do see the yeah, you do see sort of the some takes of that. Um, but yeah, do I have to? Yeah, I think there again. There's so many references. Like the references break here. This is what I hate about Unity. It's one of the things that just has caused me to no end of headache. Is that when you lose something like this, it's a reference to a file ID, and it really should say something like it really needs to have the metadata, right? Really needs to say. Let's go into Unity. Well, we're going to be booting up Minecraft. I feel like here next. But if we go into like 2024 and do the live streams of Micaiah into Minecraft, and let's go into our assets and let's jump into Minecraft itself, and let us go into blocks, right? And then, yeah, let's go into the block, right? So here's the block CS, right? So this is the file. But if we open up this, it it is just a GUID, right? To me, it's like it feels like they're really hurting themselves by just giving a GUID, right? To me, it's like you can say, um, file name, right? You could say file name is equal to blocks.cs, right? There's nothing wrong with that. You could say, oh, well, I should, here, here, let me copy this, close this out, and don't save it. Don't save. But if we just go into a text editor, right? I mean, that's all it is just a text editor. We just drop this in here. We could say blocks.cs, right? And then we could say, there again, let's say, okay, file version, right? We could say 0.01. I mean, you have complete authority to do whatever you want to do. And it's like, to me, it's like, why not build it in such a way that is like, if you're just limiting to a GUID, right? I mean, you know, it just seems insane. And I feel like to me, like the other thing too is like if you come in here and you pop up here, and you go into UI, and you go into, well, this is probably not a. Is there? Oh, I actually have to go up a couple more layers, right? If I go up to the base, no. Oh, is it the game engine? No. Trying to find a specific example, but I guess I can't find it. I'm pretty sure I imported that, right? So if I don't I have a UI button? Yeah, there we go, right here. Where's this? Open file location. Oh, it's under resources for some reason. Okay, that makes absolute sense to me that I have it under Micaiah Asset Resources. Is that is that how I structured this project? But there again, it's like it would be just so much more helpful. It's like, yes, it's missing the script. And then down here, instead of saying, well, we don't know where, right? And also it's also to me, it's like, the other thing too, you could also say, well, I guess I don't have it anymore, but you could also say prefab, right? Say prefab colon and give it the prefab name, right? I mean, there again, like maybe I'm not, don't save, but maybe I'm not stellar, but under Minecraft, right? I've created this this crazy prefab, which actually started out with good intentions, but it's kind of downgraded over time, right? And to me, it's like, okay, the block prefab here is right here, but and yes, I've gotten away from a good name, but I call it stone block test, right? But that prefab is if we show an explorer, is the stone block test here, and it's just a meta file which just links to a a GUID, and I feel like to me, like where's the like the blocks? Is it the blocks pool? Yeah. So if I open up the blocks pool behavior here in the Minecraft, yeah, I think it's just under the blocks, right? So if I go into here under Minecraft, go into the blocks and pull up the blocks pool behavior and click on this meta file, you can actually link down to here. Well, it's just a GUID. Um, I guess that's not. Um, oh, it's part of the prefab element, right? So if you look at a prefab element here, let's create a prefab element here. So we'll drop this prefab into here, right? Which I granted is becomes now makes it um right here. Yeah, so if I pull up this, now you can start seeing that it's got uh well other references here. Let me yeah, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So it's the prefab element, and you come down in here and you start looking at the fact that the game object, let's see. Yeah, the pool object. Here we go. So we got this D0089. And if I come up into the resources here, the assets, well, yeah, resources, and I look at this prefab element here of the test, and oh, yeah, so you got the D0089. So that GUID right here is linked to here. But honestly, to me, it's like, okay, well, I mean, you have a lot of data, right? This is not like you're not limited to it's just a text file. And the more information you can put into that text file, the less, the better you're going to be to support a project in such a way that, could really explain. But again, you already got this. God. Okay. Well, anyways, I got to clean up a big mess and get to Minecraft, but I just feel like they could put in so much more information here in this sort of sub layer, except to just link to a GUID. And it just feels like to me, it's like that when you link to a GUID, you really should link to a class or a file or whatever, and not be limited to just the GUID information. And at this point, it's like I need to create a GUID lookup guide, which I feel like they do have sometimes. But anyways, I guess that's it. So thanks very much. Have a great day. I'll come back and probably stream in a few minutes. Maybe if I get some lunch, I don't know. Dinner? Is dinner